Hello all, Tango is here. I play Hardspace Shipbreaker, which is a spaceship salvaging game. It is in early access mode at the moment, currently at version 0.1.5 ATC. So what I will try to do today is to get a ship and basically salvage everything I can. It will take about an hour, maybe a bit more, so I will play on easy because there is no time limit on easy. On all the other levels you have 15 minutes before you have to stop. Okay, basically this was asking if I want to bother with oxygen, which is a timer itself. Again, so in every few minutes you have to go back and gather some more oxygen or buy some oxygen. Alright, currently I have very basic equipment, a few upgrades here and there. I won't go into detail at the moment because it would take time. Let's just go into the game and play. So one more thing, I have a certification, I just need some more money. I will get a lot more money than this, but this is a good thing to look at when you are starting your game. Know how much thing you need. Okay, so basically I will just go with the most expensive one. It doesn't really matter at this point. Alright. So this is your yard. The blue one is the processor, the red one is the furnace, and we have the barge down there. Barge collects the items which are which worth something, like this antenna. Okay, I have this strange movement. So basically what we do in this game is to break ships apart for money. Okay, these points I am shooting at with my cutter tool are the hard points, or what's it called, cut points. And basically these are the places where you can get your cuts in a way that you don't damage too much things. This is a cargo hatch, and we probably need to loot this one as well, but you can see the DNGR, so it would be dangerous to cut this off because the ship is pressurized, which means there is air inside. So if we would cut a hole in it, that would be a catastrophic decompression, and we want to avoid that, so we just start with these small items on the outside. Okay, so cutting tool has two options, but I will show the other option only a bit later. Let's go to the other tool, the grapple. Now that I have disconnected those two items, those 2 points, I can use this tool to salvage this item. It will break apart because it does that. So I can just grapple this, and I have a push function which I can give some small nudge toward the desired direction. let's cut the remaining hard points. Okay, now I can move these items slowly. So I could grab this panel, but that would just pull it off, so I will just show you. So I should grab this part, because if I grab this part, then both parts comes at once. So I will do it properly on the other side. Now I just have to go and cut the remaining points. In this game we have a work order, but basically these are the ones you have to collect, but as I said in the intro, I want to collect everything, that's why it takes so long. Okay. Let's cut those 2 points as well.
Valuable object processed. Credits awarded.
Okay. And this is a tether. I am not sure if I'm saying it correctly. Basically it pulls items, and always it goes, the lighter one goes towards the heavier one. If they are the same weight, then they go together. As you see, I am not grabbing the panel now, so I have to just use it once. Okay. I also cut the cut points for these items as well, so I can put them in the processor as well. So of course I could always use the tethers, but those I have limited amount. You can see it on the top left corner. I have 13 left, and they cost money. Doesn't really matter actually, because it's quite cheap, but still. Alright, so this is the airlock, and we are gonna go in.
Airlock pressure levels dropping.
Okay.
Airlock pressure levels increasing.
Okay, as you can see, this is a bug because it says press F, but if I go a bit closer, it changes to middle mouse button, and that's the actual button. But as I said, this is still in early access stage. Alright, utility key, this is important. I will tell you later why. Actually, let's just tell it now. So this console is very important because this will help me to remove the thruster safely. But I have to be careful, because if I remove this console too early, or no, not this console, but some power source too early, then it won't have power, so I can't use it. Okay, that's the reactor. That's a very important item. We will leave it alone for now. Some fuel lines. A lot of dangerous items in here. But we came in here for one reason, which is to use this atmosphere regulator. Basically, we just let the air
Air
out.
pressure level decreasing.
Okay, let's open this.
Airlock pressure levels dropping.
Alright, so now it's safe. Okay, let's start with the floor panels. So each floor panel is held up by 2 of these. As you can see, it already moved a little. So we will go outside and grab it. It's quite heavy, so it moves very slowly. Later I will be able to upgrade this grapple tool and be able to move heavier objects more easily. Okay, this is a coolant tank and it is valuable, so it has to go to the barge. Okay.
Salvage deposit
Okay,
accepted.
this pallet is done. Thankfully the push function can move these heavy items quite easily. Okay, let's pull down this one. Okay, that was a bad button. I wasted a tether. Okay, this pallet is empty. Actually not empty, but the item is not here.
Object accepted for processing.
Okay, this is a forklift. It goes to the barge, as you can see it at the center. Bottom next to its name. It's quite heavy forklift. So it's important to aim at an empty space on the
Valuable objects processed. Credit
barge
awarded.
because items can hit each other, and if you hit something which sticks out from the barge, then it won't go in
Count credit applied.
and it will get damaged. So always try to aim for an empty space. Okay, this goes to the processor, as you can see at the center. This is actually the more important thing to salvage if you are on a timer, because it is nanocarbon, which is quite expensive. So if you are on a timer, go for these, because these give me like about 1 million credits from a ship like this, if you get everything. Okay, let's send this forklift down as well. The push is always pushing towards the center of your reticle, so that is quite useful. Alright, we have these
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
safely removed. Alright, so these are lights. These are really does not worth to get or salvage, because they are like less than 1,000 each. But as I said, I will collect everything. So I just burned away a panel which held them. So this is why actually you can't get everything, but just most of it, because sometimes you have to cut off panels and structural items, which will be, of course, loss. So of course you can get the lights just by pulling them off as well, but it takes much longer time. I will just show it. So for a strange reason, these items take a long time to pry off, and I need to burn these structural items away anyway, so it's easier to get these lights here. So basically what I do is just aim and use the push function. Okay. Okay, let's see. We have one more light. We have to pry these off. So it's looks a bit different, but it is the same worthless item. Okay, here is some cargo. Careful with these. As you can see that 3 rectangles, 1 red, 2 orange ones, that's the half of the item. So you shouldn't damage these by pushing them into other objects and stuff. Alright, let's see if we have some more cargo.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Okay. Okay, this is the...
Salvage deposit accepted.
I don't know what that nozzle means, but it's one of the important items. It worth about 100k, maybe, or 75k, I don't remember exactly. On easier levels you can just cut these off from the outside, but now I have to cut it from the inside, and I will use the tethers to get them to the barge. Okay. Next I remove the top.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
So the thumbs up meant that I have finished a goal. So when you are using this cutting tool, be very precise, because and be aware what is behind the items you are cutting currently, because you can easily damage something, and can easily cause a chain reaction which ends up with the destruction a good portion of the ship. So now that the ship is unpressurized, I can get this item, cargo hatch. It goes to the barge. If I can wrestle it, it's it moves it with okay, now it's moving at the right direction, so it's quite hard to control these,
Salvage deposit accepted.
especially the heavier items. It goes to the processor. Alright, let's raise this. It goes to furnace. Yeah, so usually these panels go to the processor, but this one goes to the furnace, so it would have been a waste if I would have sent it to the processor. So it's good thing I noticed it. So usually the panels which go to the salvage look a bit different than those who go to the processor, and usually one panel on the top goes to the furnace. So another thing that these
Valuable
places
object
have
credits deposited.
an area which pulls in items, so it is not advisable to go very close because it pulls in you as well. So that's an easy death. Alright, let's continue with sides. Okay, there is a green one there. I will explain it now. This is a new feature. It has a guard. It's what it's called, a cut guard. It means I can't cut it, so it just... Okay, I shouldn't have done that because it actually starts to burn it. It's not dangerous at the moment because there is nothing dangerous next to it, but it will burn for a long time. I'm not sure if I can actually make it go away. I will try it. For that I need a tool. So I cut this small piece of salvage. I'm not sure. Oh, it worked, okay. So basically you can remove it with kinetic energy. So, which means I just have to throw something at it. So there is another one there. And now it's ready to be demolished. I'm not sure where my tool went, but it is somewhere here. I can actually use a lamp. I don't see it. Whatever. Maybe I will need to cut myself another one. So basically this is how you remove the cut guard. Just throw something at it. Alright. I will need to buy some fuel soon. Alright. This panel can be moved now. This one as well. Okay, that next one has still a guard.
Processing valuable object. Credits awarded.
Okay, what you saw here, that the first one moved the second one as well, so you can't just attach items, I mean tethers, and pull everything, because
Valuable object
you have to be aware what
credits deposited.
it will hit while going towards the processor or the furnace. I will go and buy some fuel. So normally you have oxygen as well, the O2 line on the bottom of the screen, which is on 400, so which means every 400 seconds, or actually more often than that, you need to come back here and buy some oxygen. I find that bothersome, but that's of course it's my personal opinion, and I understand that other people like that feature. I'm alright with that. I just don't like when features like that interrupt my cutting. Okay, so this is a safe action, so you can always do that regardless of where are you in the cutting, but you should do it among the first things you activate. So basically I just removed this fuel tank safely,
Salvage secured.
and
No
there is a
credit applied.
cut point behind it as well. It is not a good idea to cut right next to a fuel tank with a high powered laser, so
Caution. Tether supplies running low.
be careful with that. Alright, let's see if I can find my tool. By tool I mean the small item I did cut earlier.
Deposited.
I don't see it. Well, I just cut a new one for myself, because I still need more. Right. And I hope I won't hit the fuel tank. Okay. Okay, I keep this one because I have seen some other green ones behind the airlock. So I just put it here for now. Okay, let's remove the other one as well. First I pull off the light, which you shouldn't bother with normally. Okay.
Processing valuable object. Credit awarded.
Okay, disable this because otherwise I won't be able to pull it away. The fuel tank. Okay. And carefully move it away. So when I grab it, I can use the right mouse button to pull it towards me, but that is a very dangerous action, because
Salvage secured.
if
Credit
you
deposited.
hit yourself with a heavy object, then your helmet can be cracked, and even you can make a hole on it and you will simply die. So be careful when moving items towards you, and also don't stand too close when heavy items, objects moving close to you. Alright, so As you could see, I have found the
Valuable object
power cells,
credits awarded.
and I'm not sure if these are the ones or the junction box, but most likely the power cells which power this console. So I should not remove them before I use the console, and I will use the console now. It costs a key which costs like 50,000, which is very expensive, but hopefully now I can safely remove the thrusters. Okay, these are just very cheap items, so like 200 each, so it doesn't really worth anything. Alright, let's just grab that light. So the power sources have a tendency to give off electricity.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
And if you just pull them from their socket, it tends to cause problems. So before you do that, make sure there is very few, especially good if you don't have any electric items near them. So for example, if I would pull this reactor now, it would affect this console. So I won't do that. Okay, I accidentally lost it. Alright, I will just... I don't have to cut these, I just do it anyway. I pull this a bit lower, so as you see now, if I would have done this, so disconnect this panel earlier, then the computer terminal would have lost its power and couldn't have been used for whatever I used it. Now I can pull it off. And carefully shoot it down. That's careful.
Salvage secured.
Alright. And nanocarbon, so it goes into the processor. Alright. Next I will pull off the reactor, class 1 reactor. These are quite easy to manage, because so I can just pull it off, but it will start to melt down at once. So I have to be sure that I have a clear way to the barge before I do that, and as I said, I have removed everything I could. Okay, and I quickly push it down. Oh, it's okay.
Salvage secured.
That was a
Credits
bit
deposited.
bad, so it went a bit away where I wanted. I have seen something was under it, so I had to correct its way. So it will of course cause a nuclear detonation, but it's not as bad as it sounds. If you are far away, then you will be alright. So you can easily survive it, just don't be near it, of course. That's always a good advice concerning nuclear detonations. Alright, let's just remove the back end. Okay, And now we can safely remove the thrusters, which is also a goal, I guess. Yes, thruster class 1. For that, you need to get these two cut points first. Send this to the processor, and you can carefully pull this out.
Valuable object processed. Credits deposited.
And of course it goes to the barge. Okay, find a good spot for it. Should be alright. Nice. So
Salvage.
if I wouldn't have used that computer terminal and spent 50,000 to do this, then I would have to use this one and hope that it will work. This is an emergency release, I don't know, switch, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Even if you have to use this, make sure that you are disconnected. You disconnect the fuel lines first. Alright, I guess it's now separated. I will test it. Okay, let's just move this first. So the whole back section goes into the processor, but since it's very close to the frame, it will move the whole ship, so I will leave this at the end, for the end. Alright, so now we have this section which is not accessible because I can look into it. So see, there is some other section over there. I can actually cut one of those, but the other one is green, so I have to get in there somehow, which means I have to move this airlock section. But before I do that, let's just grab these items. These small items actually quite expensive, so it works to salvage them even when you are on a timer. Oh, okay, and that's a bug which we will probably see. And we have to salvage computer terminals, and there are 4 inside here, but actually just 3, but I don't expect them to be able to salvaged because of this bug. Anyway, here is a data drive. Let's listen to it.
The cities on Earth don't make a ton of sense. They're sprawling messes of 1,000 years of conflict. But not the cities on Mars. The cities on Mars are perfect. Above, in orbit, you can see the planes, nice big flat spots where we drop the heat shields on a perfect approach vector. And once a shield touches down, that's when the cities activate. Several kilometers out from the planes, in a beautiful little circle around the site, people emerge from their habs, and head out to work the new heat shield, cutting up and harvesting the rock. And they do it fast, real fast, sending those rocks off to Olympus, so another roid can come on down. I love the interlocking circles of these landing zones, like chainmail of industry and wealth across the face of Mars.
Alright, so I didn't want to talk while the audio was playing. So as you could see, I sent one of those items down there, but it maybe hit something, I don't know, but it did not get accepted by the barge, and it went sideways, hit the side of the barge, and it got destroyed, so I had to just put it in the furnace. So that was a major loss. Okay, let's grab a few items here. It's actually important to get these
Account credit applied.
storage bins, because they count as structural points for the door, for this
Salvage deposit accepted.
this area,
Credit transferred.
and you can't remove that area if the storage bins are connected to it. So as you see, there is a blue outline of the item what I grab, and if I grab something and there is no blue item and the blue outline, then
Salvage
I
secured.
can't move that
Credit
item.
deposited.
This one is a junction box, so it also has a lot of electricity, so if I move this first, then these computer terminals will definitely get damaged, so I will try to move that last. And also I try to not hit the junction box with anything.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
These storage bins are not really expensive, so you shouldn't
Salvage
grab
deposit
them
accepted. Credit transferred.
when you are on a timer, like 20,000 or something like that each. Seats are also quite cheap, like 15,000, but sometimes you need furniture for
Salvage secured.
your
Credit
certification, so you need to grab them, but only those times are the
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
when you need them. Alright, so let's hope that I can grab this. Okay, I could grab it, nice. Computers are quite expensive, like I think 50,000 or something like that each.
Salvage deposit accepted.
Okay.
Credits transferred.
Okay, oh, bad button. You can cancel your tethers if you want. Sometimes you need it because, oh, okay, I almost
Salvage
made a
secured.
mistake there because it
Credits
hit that
deposited.
storage bin, but it glanced off into the barge. That was lucky. Oh, that's a bad pull. Alright, now I
Salvage
can,
deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
let's pull these off first. This is not a really good setup because they are real close to each other, and all of these items have electricity in it, so you can't pull them too close to yourself because you will electrocute yourself. What? Damn it. So it basically got damaged. Did not. Is that it? No. No, that's the reactor. Ah, so the barge did not accept it. It got damaged, and now because I had to get two of these, I can get only one of them now. So I failed this one of the goals. basically you get skill points for each completed work order or task. It's already finished all of them, so I can't really check it. Nope. So it's important to finish them. Okay, this panel is free now. I did not expect that. And so maybe now the first portion of the ship is actually detached from the other parts of the ship. Okay.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Alright, what to do next? Let's actually try. Okay, I could remove this. Oh, actually, it was already detached. Nice. So, I will have some work with this later, but let's... where is my tool? I have left it on the top of this, but it got moved. Anyway, I have to cut myself a new one, because there is some... Oh, here it is. Nice. And now I won't need it because there are no more cut points.
Deposit accepted.
Okay. Let's pull this there.
Warning, tethers depleted.
Okay.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
Oh. I did not expect that either. Power cells are quite expensive, so it's not good to lose them like that. Alright, so we have this front section, and this goes to two places. So if you want to be very precise, then you need to cut more. So first we have glass. I haven't found a good way to remove glass, so I have to cut it out. And the thing about this cutting, that every time you use this kind of cut, you lose some of the material. I can rotate the head with the right mouse button. So with 4 cuts I will remove it. Okay, now the glass is free. Glass is not really expensive, so we are just going for the perfectionist route. Otherwise I wouldn't bother with it.
Raw material processed. Credits deposited.
So it was probably like 100 kilogram and we wasted like 4.5 because of the cut. Alright, so there are 8 panels here which need to be removed. and this thin bars are crucial to it. Probably I have to cut these front ones as well. I can't remove it, so I don't have blue outline. Okay, it's a few cuts, so it's not an easy one to cut off, because first part is here, there is a second part, and there is a third part, so won't come off easy. At least I haven't found a way to do that.
Material deposited.
Okay, I will have to buy fuel soon. And of course I have to do that here as well. And on the bottom 3 times again. 1, 2, 3. So if you want to get as much material as you can, you should avoid cutting too much, because it always destroys a portion of the item. Alright. Let's see if I can access the bottom lines as well. Of course this destroys a small amount of the material, but it's aluminium, and aluminium is cheap. Okay, let's cut that as well. Okay, and if everything is as I expect, I can pull this out now. Okay, and that was I was talking about, that be careful if you pull something towards you, because it can crack your helmet.
Deposit accepted.
Of course, there is actually, you can use your hands to protect yourself, but it's not a really... Okay, let's try it. Okay, it's not really good control for me. It's hard to quickly press it because of the other controls. Okay, I will go and grab some fuel before I continue.
Material deposited.
So as you saw, I have cut those small beams, and I can really easily remove these panels, whole panels, without damaging them with the line cutter.
Welcome to Vendatron 9000. Thank you for your purchase. Thank you for your purchase. Have a nice day.
Okay, so let's grab the remaining panels.
Raw material processed. Credits deposited.
It's in the way. Alright, so basically now everything remained here goes to the processor. So let's just do that. Also with attach the tether so it won't go through the item you are trying to tug, because it becomes red and it will snap. Alright, and now we have only this one. Okay, let's first detach it from the main frame.
Valuable object processed. Credits awarded.
Make sure I have... oh, there is one item inside. Oh, this one is the one it went crazy. Maybe I should just leave this one out, because if it hits me with that speed it can kill me. Alright, so again this goes to two places. The outer hole goes to the processor, the inner... oh, what the hell. Okay, it damaged, so it's good only for furnace now. So normally I would just put it in the processor, because the nanocarbon is more expensive than the aluminium, but of course, as I said, we are trying to get as much as we can. So first I tried to cut off the bottom part. Guess it is separated now. No, there is one more. Now it is separated. Oh, there is a light here. Okay. So maybe I try to make some room first. So this main frame has some these items which would go to the processor, but it's not easy to, so you can cut them off, but it's not a nice cut. So or maybe I remembered wrong. So why can't I move this one? Okay, it's because it's connected to the frame still. Okay, so if I cut this, now I can move it. So this is furnace, this is processor.
Deposit accepted.
Okay. Maybe I just cut it this way. Hopefully I can move this now, yes. Okay. frame is still quite complicated. So you can do this to remove the unnecessary
Object accepted for processing.
items from the processor, but it really doesn't matter because you are just doing the same what a processor would do, which is burn it off. Okay, can I move this now? Yes. So you can't really separate these two, so you just waste some by putting them into the wrong receiver. Trying to grab it.
Valuable objects processed. Credits awarded.
I didn't expect this one to go to the processor, but whatever. And now everything here goes to the processor. So as you saw, I tethered it here and not there inside the blue, because if it goes very close to the red one, it might suck it in. So it's better this way. And now we have only this item remained. So cut it off. First the bottom part. Okay, this was not a good cut. As you see, so I went in an angle and I didn't cut all the way through.
Processing valuable objects. Credits awarded.
Now I did it correctly. So the bottom part is separated now and can be processed. And now I have to cut off the remaining one. It's also a few cuts, because you have to cut it on 3 different positions from both sides. To separate it. Okay, that one actually worked through. Now the long one and the short one. And now it is, or it should be, separated. It's hard to tell. I will do another cut just for safety. Alright, now it moves separately. And the other, oh, it's still very hard, so I pushed it and I actually pushed myself away with it. So I just used the tether again.
Object accepted for processing. Credits deposited.
And we are finished. So as I said, it took an hour, but now it is in very small pieces. We lost some items, but it happens. So let's see the rewards. Ah, nice. Continue. Ship class 4. That's good. So So titanium is not really expensive, but not bad. As I said, nanocarbon is the really important item because there is a lot of them. It's for 400,000 here, and in panels another 16 tons and another 640,000, close to 40,000. So altogether 1.1 million. It's very expensive. So go for the nanocarbon. Lights are useless. 25 for 20,000 is a really bad business. Forklifts are good, 60,000 a piece. Nacelles are really good. Alright. And as I said, aluminium is really not expensive, so by disabling or burning away aluminium items or structure items, you don't lose much, but you can get to some places much more easily. Fuel tank, well, it's not bad. Multi-tool, oh, just 50, so it's really bad. Terminals are quite good. Reactor is 500,000, very good. Thrusters are really nice. And as I said, these consoles are really easy to remove and cost quite a lot money. Seats are 15,000 each. Bins are 24,000. Okay. So we lost a ton of aluminium, which is like 10,000 probably, and some other items. These are the worst losses because it made me fail this work order, which was quite a lot of points. Okay, so basically you need these points, these alti points, and I lost 105 because of that bad pool. Anyway, thanks for watching. This was a complete destruction of one ship. See you next time.